Hey guys, Dr. Nick Araza coming to you, talking to you about how to speed up your healing. Literally one of the most important videos you can watch in this series is the things that you can control, which are a lot to make this process go faster. Now, Mother Nature is in charge of a lot of this stuff, so you got to be patient, okay? But I want to go over this so that you understand your role, okay? So you're here largely because of symptoms. Most people do come in here for that, so pain. Where does it come from? What's the point of it? It's essentially a signal being interpreted. It's an electrical signal being interpreted by your brain. That's what pain is. Okay, now where does it come from? It's the last thing to show up. That's the last thing. So before that comes inflammation and tissue damage. Okay, so tissue damage is the thing that starts this. What starts the tissue damage? You got to ask that question, right? Always ask why. So why do I have tissue damage? It's preceded by trauma. So there's two types of trauma, either a macro, a big trauma like car accident, sports trauma. You can't control those, so we're not going to talk about that. What you can control is micro trauma. Okay? Micro trauma is two things. Typically it's a sustained load, things like this, where our head is in a bad position for a long period of time, postural distortions. They wear your body out faster. They create tissue damage. Or it's repetitive poor mechanics over time. So like poor lifting mechanics over and over. We're doing some deadlifts, or we're picking up kids, or we're doing things with bad form, wearing out our joints. So those are the things you have impact. Now, the reason we get such great results is because we focus on 4 different things. We do it and you do it, as you know if you've already been starting your work here. Now, to get the best results, you have to be, number one, consistent with your care. Okay? Your care is the biggest factor for getting the best results. And think about minimum effective dosage. Think about it like you've been a prescription, and these repetitions are required to get the job done. Okay? So if you miss an appointment, you're missing essentially your dosage of that per week, and you're not going to make the progress. So if you miss a day, make it up. Make it up that day if you can. Later in the day, move it around, or do an extra the next week. Do whatever you got to do to get the amount done in that period of time. Otherwise, you dilute it. You dilute the potency of the care. Okay, so and that's going to slow or stop the healing process. So number one, be consistent with these things: your adjustments, your habits and awareness, your traction, and your therapeutic exercises. That's your care plan. Now, the most important one of these for feeling better fast is being consistent with the adjustment. Okay, the adjustment affects the postural patterns and habits there. It changes that. It helps to reduce tissue damage by improving ranges of motion. It reduces inflammation by doing that as well. So it has this threefold effect. Awareness, working on your posture, the 1 or 2 things we gave you, really helps to reduce the pattern. It helps you to stop creating the tissue damage, okay? Traction also changes your body position, so that helps you to reduce tissue damage. Therapeutic exercises can help with inflammation. They can also help with strengthening the new posture that you're having. So, but the only way any of this stuff works is like everything, laws of nature, is time and repetition. You want to build a bicep, you want to learn a skill, it's got to be repetition and time for your neuromuscular system to adapt and change to become a different you without pain, okay? The person you are now has, the person you're going to become will not have that. Now, what else can you control? You can control the amount of inflammation. You can turn it up or turn it down based on your lifestyle, okay? So the things that you choose or not choose every day, whether or not you know it. So one of the biggest impacts on turning that amperage down on inflammation, which will lower your pain threshold, reducing sensitivity, is activity. Activity meaning like going for hikes, exercise, doing things. Now the thing when people come in, usually they can't move as much as they want because they hurt. So listen to your body. If it hurts, don't do it. If it doesn't hurt, do lots of it. The more activity you get, the better the inflammation gets turned down, okay? There's a couple things you need to avoid. Food choices are important, okay? So some foods help to reduce inflammation, some turn it up, okay? Now, I'm gonna tell you a couple of the things to get out of your diet for healing principles. Number 1 is sugar and artificial sweeteners, things like aspartame. Those things really mess people up. They're neurotoxins, they affect you, they can kill nerves. They're not good. Diet sodas gum, that stuff with that artificial sweetener in there, it's not good for you. It hypersensitizes your nervous system to pain. Okay, so try to get that out of there as soon as possible. Replace it with something else. Sparkling mineral water with some lemon. Even regular soda is better than the diet stuff. But we want to reduce sugar, we want to reduce some grains, we want to increase veggies and alkalize our body, and we want to increase healthy fats. I got a video called Good, Better, and Best Nutrition. It's on our website under our wellness videos, Fountain of Youth videos. Check it out. It's awesome. It will help to give you an understanding if you need help with that process, okay? It doesn't have to be hard. It's not all get rid of. There's a couple of big keys, but mostly it's add good stuff in. Next one, supplementation. Omega-3 is like, to quote, I think, Michael Pollan, the theory of everything. Omega-3 has an impact so heavily in so many body processes. Your ratio to omega-3 to omega-6 has to do with your inflammatory cascade, and if it gets too high in O6, you're going to be inflamed. We're ramping that thing up, okay? So most Americans with our diet or our history of our diet are deficient in omega-3. It can affect things, not only joints, it can affect your skin, permeability of the tissues, heart, vascular systems. It also affects your brain, mood, depression, even violence is linked to skewed levels of omega-3 to omega-6. There's some studies showing that possibly, at a certain range, you start to become homicidal if you're really off on this stuff. It's no joke. There's a bunch of research on it. So we have a test in the office that you can do. You can order through us. I think it's about $100 that you can prick a finger, get a blood test, and find out what your levels are. Ideally, we want a 1-to-1. Anywhere from 1-to-1 to 1-to-3 is okay. Anything above 1-to-4 is not good. 1-to-15, critical. Okay, critical, meaning that your body's falling apart, it's damaged. It's not good. Next, we got, what else should we talk about? Sleep. You got to get sleep to heal. Okay, you got to get sleep. But sometimes not too much. Okay, so the range is somewhere between 7 and 10 hours. Try to shoot for at least 7, but sometimes people getting above 8 when they're inflamed and acute, that can cause the disc to swell, okay, and cause stiffness and pain. So find your sweet spot between 7 and 10. If you can handle 10 and it makes you feel good, do it. It's going to be better. Water consumption. You got to drink water. Your body should be a stream, nice flowing brook, beautiful, in, out, waste products, go away, nutrients in. Otherwise, we're going to be a stagnant, moldy pond with mosquitoes and gnarliness. You don't want that. It's hard to heal when you're like that. So you got to increase your water uptake. It's really important to rehydrate discs, especially when we're making changes to your spine. Rehydrate them, get them healthier and fuller, more pressure off the nerve. So you got to drink half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you're going to drink 100 ounces a day. If you weigh 100, you're going to drink 50 ounces a day. If you exercise really hard, you want to drink more. But that's your goal. Stress management, reducing your stress. We also got a video on our workshop or on our website for that. If this is the time that you got to take on a real big project and you can say no, this isn't the time. Give your body some extra time to reduce stress and focus on healing. Okay? This is a really important time in your life right now. You've made a commitment. You're prioritizing your health, and focus on that for a period of time. Okay? Make it your big thing, because it will change every other area of your life. When you hurt, it affects relationships, it affects productivity, concentration, earning. It affects your ability to be the person that you want and enjoy life and hobbies. And if you can help yourself heal, you can take care of those you love better, you can produce more, you can have a better life. So focus on health for a period of time, make it your priority, and you can get back to the place that you want to be. That's it. So stay consistent with care, work on this other stuff, and speed up the healing process.